All right. Wait for some people to get in here and then we can dive into what we need to dive into. So, oh, wait. I'm a little tired today. I've actually been tired all weekend. But, I feel like I'm getting enough sleep and maybe I'm getting too much, and that's why I'm a little bit tired. Let me go to subscribers only as well. Uh, hey, Weston, Muhammad, how you doing? Sloth, good morning. Thank you for being here. If you haven't had a chance to hit the like button, please do so right away. Good morning. Good morning. Um, Please explain the burning mechanism of CRO. Understand that there is no like burning mechanism as of right now. There is random burns that happens. It's not anything to where it's like a standard deflationary position, right? It has the ability to be deflationary, but it's not something to where we do have a burn mechanism actually in place. Because the burning that you are seeing is not truly burning that's there. So, um, there's no real burn mechanism besides the random burns that we do see and the larger burns that we do see by crypto.com. So the larger 70 billion coin burn or 70% burn that you saw was not something that is part of a mechanism. The burning that you are seeing is not really a form of burning. Basically, only have we still have about 30 billion coins, even though it looks like we have like 24 billion or something in total. So there's no true burning mechanism right now for CRO. Doesn't mean that there will not be. It doesn't mean that there will be. I understand that there is a process to where this has become deflationary, especially with the 70 billion. But we will have to wait and see if there's something that will be a standard burning process or a quarterly burn, kind of like what BNB has. So we never really know. Um, it's been crazy in the markets. I know it has been. I've been trying to keep people updated on some things, but I'm going through potty training right now. And this whole entire week, I'm going through potty training. Um, I don't know how long it's going to take in order to go through that because Hayden hasn't peed on the potty once. She's peed on and I know this is probably not what people want to hear, but she's done it on the little penguin potty that we have, but we need her to do it on the real bathroom, the real toilet. So it's been difficult with that transition literally the whole entire weekend, and not one time has she gone on the big potty, as we call it. Um, so it's gonna be tough, but I have 5 days this week plus the weekend to where we're going to be doing potty training here. So um, hopefully we can get her to go multiple times. I'm keeping her home with me and not taking her to daycare, so that I can constantly take her to the bathroom. Because daycare, if she says no, she doesn't go. Um, but here, if she says no, like obviously she still goes. Morning, Matt. How was your weekend, sir? Kind of just explained it, but it was good overall. Got to, I was home with the kids. Erica was working this weekend, so was just potty training. Any update on Terra Repeg USTC? I saw some YouTube videos saying something about it. So I don't have any update on it. I have seen some titles out there with the repeg, but I've seen so many different like videos and stuff about a repeg. I didn't know if it was actually real, and I didn't really spend a crazy amount of time, diving into the market this weekend, obviously, because I had my hands full. But I do want to get into that a little bit, and we can probably dive into what the repeg is. Oh wow, they actually have a full breakdown of like the amount that I have staked, which is awesome. I haven't seen this like ever. So this is the first time I'm seeing this, but I'll show you that in a little bit. But no, I don't have really an update on the repeg right now. Again, I feel like my feed sometimes gets flooded with like, oh, well, what if the repeg does happen? And it's understandable why, you would get that. You want the repeg to happen. Most people do want the repeg to happen. And so eventually we'll have an update. I'll look into it a little bit more and I'll look to put out an update on that and see what's happening. Because again, I've kind of been removed from the proposal side of things, um, just because feel like I've had my hands full with a lot of things. I kind of feel, even though I've been looking at the market and understanding the market, I still feel kind of removed from it. And I know you guys notice it. I've haven't been um, live a lot. I haven't been, putting out as many videos as I have, or I haven't been able to do as much with Patreon that I wanted to. So I've kind of been removed a little bit, and I want to, fully get back in it. But it's gonna take some. What's that? Moving around, coercing. Is that what that word means? It's gonna take a little bit of something. I got a 3 month old, and I can't wait till she figures out how to use the toilet when she's older. Yeah, but the process is difficult. Um, like I thought it would be like easy from all of the different stories that you hear. You only hear about the good stories. You only hear about I trained my kid in 3 days, say the 3 day method or whatever. I didn't use pull-ups at all, and we just used underwear. And you only hear about the good stories. Not every kid is the same. You no wonder why you only hear of maybe 10 good stories out of millions and millions of children that are out there, billions of children probably. I don't know exactly what the ratio is, but I would imagine it's that. Um, but you have so many children that are out there, and you have like 10 stories that are telling you you can get it done in 3 days. Like, um, neither of my kids have gotten it done in 3 days. Harper hasn't. She still has some accidents and stuff, but it's obviously she's obviously potty trained and everything. She can go to the bathroom, but it's it's not something as easy as they make it seem. So it's kind of stressful because you're like, you just keep peeing in your pants, you keep doing this, and you see the signs, and then you just can't get her there fast enough. Girls are supposed to be easier than boys too, because they don't have to stand up or sit down or anything like that. So, have you heard of FCF or their main project FCF Pay? No, have I have not heard of them. But it does sound like something that I've seen before. I think FCF Pay. So you're talking about French Connection Finance. French Connection Finance? And is that what that is? That's the only thing that I see that's FCF. If it's not that, then that means that they're not on CoinMarketCap. Um no, FCS Pay. It's join the award-winning most innovative project of 2022. CNBC, Benzinga, and Fox News has talked about this. Certic, PancakeSwap, MetaMask, Trust Wallet, L Bank. You're able to buy on those places or have on those places. We're seeing. Let me go ahead and show you my screen really quick, and we'll get into that. So, FCF Pay, French Connection Finance. Interesting, right? Currently ranked 3,941st. This has been around for a while, especially since the fact that it has been ranked the award-winning most innovative project of 2022. So it's been around for a little bit to have some volume, to have some movement, to have some interest within it. You're currently looking at a $15.4 million market cap. You're seeing 60 $60,000 in volume, which is not a lot of money. You need to see a lot more. But in something that is ranked 3,941st, I can sort of understand why. It doesn't really have the visibility that a lot of others do, whether they're ranked 3,000 or they're ranked 2,000 or 1 or 100, right? They have more visibility than something that's ranked 4,000 on the list. Now you are seeing that you have 85 billion total in circulating supply, looking at 86%, which is self-reported, so that's not really 100%. That is there. You're seeing the total supply at like 90 billion, max supply of 100 billion. So again, something that will worry me here is not really around the circulating supply, even though it is self-reported, but is more around the volume and popularity. It's been around for what, over a year if we look at history. We can see that this has been up to 0.007 cents, and now you're seeing this at 0.0017. So it was at, you can't really get an understanding of the market cap. So it was available in 2021, so it's been around for a very long period of time. However, they are not able to gather the amount of volume that they want to see. So the markets that they are available on, PancakeSwap, LBank, and that seems to be it. To be available that long or be out there that long and not have more markets available means that you didn't have a crazy amount of inflow of cash, or you weren't interested in launching on some of these exchanges and you wanted to launch on more of the DEX side. I'm not 100% sure exactly, and that's not really true because you have LBank there, right, which is a CEX. But you would think that something that's around since 2021 would have more pairings. The fact that it does not have more pairings makes me fear that they're not looking to continue that journey, and maybe they are, but it's not looking like it to me, right? You want to see launching or them launch on other exchanges, smaller exchanges, bigger exchanges than even the largest exchanges. You want to see them launch on there because that's what creates volume right now, honestly. But those are the two things that really worry me in a position like this: is the overall volume within the position and the reason why we are seeing that low volume, which is the fact that you have lower exchange or you don't have as many exchange. So to be awarded something that's so prestigious, right? And not really follow through with that or see any type of hype or build to that, it makes no sense to me. And I don't know who that was awarded by. Maybe it wasn't. Maybe it was a lie. But if we go into the actual holders, we're going to see that any red flags here. You do have a dead wallet that has about 10%. That's not horrible. And you don't really have any red flags with any wallets. It's just the volume issue. It seems like things are set up pretty nicely without looking at the overall without looking at the overall use case of the project. You're understanding that the main issue is the volume, is the CEXs, the places that you can buy it. So that's probably my concern. And yeah, you can try and find a way to fix that. But I feel like looking at about 1 to 2 years that this has been out here and you haven't seen any type of addition of exchanges. We want to see exchanges added. If you can have one exchange or two exchanges added every year, that could be something that you can feed off of. But the fact that you have not seen that, that's not really the case. I would love to see 10 exchanges every year, or 10 pairings until you get to a certain point. Lower pairings, then middle of the road pairings, then larger pairings, right? So anyways, that's what I have for you guys with FCF. Hopefully you enjoyed that. Good morning, brother. What are your thoughts on PP Coin making millionaires recently? I've heard, is it PP or Pie? What, how do you say it? Pepe. Is it Pepe? Pepe Coin? Let's call it that. How what's my thoughts on it making millionaires? Um Hopefully this is it. Um I have seen something about a token like this I think somebody created a video on it, making millionaires. Anything that can make millionaires is great. If it makes it and people are losing a ton of money within it, then I'm not really a fan of it, right? If you have somebody making millions or multiple people, like 5 people making millions, but then you have 4,000 people, 10,000 people that are losing money, that's not something I'm a fan of. But if you are finding a way to make millions or make millionaires within this position, absolutely, I'm all for it. You have 100% of the supply that's out there. You are looking at 420 trillion. Is that what that is? Million, billion, trillion, 420 trillion total coins. It is self-reported. You are seeing $49 million within this position in 24 hours of volume, which is not bad at all. But then looking at it again and seeing that one, it's ranked 2600, right? It's ranked 2614, and you see that you have $49 million in volume. And to add to that, it's down 42% over the last 24 hours, which is insane. That means that you're looking at about $100 million that went through this position that's ranked 2614th. Yes, it's great that millionaires maybe have been made within this position, but it's also something that comes and goes, right? You make millionaires, then people get pushed into the hype because it has made millionaires. If anybody makes a video on it or anything, you have people that are pushed into it because of the hype of what it can be, even though it's ranked 2614th. So it's a little bit weird to me, right? It's not saying that there was malicious intent behind this, because I don't know how many people have lost money, but seeing how many people that probably got into this at a certain level thinking that it was going to continue to rise and then lost a ton of money out of it is probably just as bad as, the people that have, made money from it, right? They made money, others lose. It's a win-lose market. It's a player versus player market here. But either way, it's surprising to see something this ranked this low get $100 million in volume. So yeah, let me look at all history. All history has shown that this has gone from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 zeros up to a level of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 zeros. So adding 2 zeros within it to its high. Again, I don't know how that really makes millionaires, adding 2 zeros, but maybe there's something that I am not seeing. Maybe let's look over this last year. Yeah, maybe there's something that I'm not seeing, because the lowest price is like 6 zeros, or 8 zeros or something, and the highest price is like 6. So I don't know. No real thoughts on it. I'm kind of surprised to see this much volume, millions of dollars, go into something that's ranked 2614th. There are 64 people here, guys. Again, if you haven't had a chance to answer the poll, please do so, and also hit the like button. Isn't Baby Doge going to use FCF Pay? I haven't paid attention to Baby Doge. Maybe. I've always been bullish on ADA personally. I've been bullish on ADA for a very, very long time. I think ADA is a phenomenal play, and will be worth way more than where it's at right now, and way more than where it was at at the highest market cap. Saw Zelda Inu isn't tracked on coin market cap anymore. Are they upgrading to V2 right now? If so, they automatically convert our V1 tokens to V2. So yes, right. I haven't noticed that they aren't tracked on coin market cap anymore. Let me check. I believe you, but I do want to put it up on the screen. So yeah, they are not tracked on coin market cap anymore. What we are going to see from what I've gotten from them, and this is just the bare minimum that I have gotten from them, because it hasn't really been like a crazy amount of information. It's more like a, hey, we're getting ready, we're almost there, and type of thing like that. But essentially, yes, your V1 will automatically convert over to V2. if you are on an exchange, it will do that from what I understand. Um, but for wallets, they haven't really expressed what you're going to do with the position, whether you're going to be sending it back or anything like that. Um, but if you're an L bank, it automatically converts over. So if you hold in MetaMask, if you hold in Trust Wallet, I'm not 100% sure if it's going to come over, if it's going to automatically convert, but I know at least one portion will. And I'll get that information from them before they end up launching. But they're just starting to really give out some information now and how close they are to launching. It's just these markets have been kind of unpredictable. I'm surprised that we are seeing it drop so much. But then again, when you look at everything that's happening with crypto, or sorry, the you look at everything that's happening with crypto and the SEC, and you kind of realize or understand like why things would drop down, but still, it doesn't seem like that's really driving it, right? We don't see a lot of news articles, you know, pushing that, and maybe we don't have a lot of news articles pushing it because they don't want to show or seem like they are the reason that crypto is falling. Um, that this battle is the reason why crypto is falling with various exchanges and crypto coins and different projects and stuff, and it's just like I'm tired of it. You see a lawsuit here, a lawsuit there, a lawsuit here, a lawsuit there, and it's like define what an unregistered security is. Live with that and don't have any gray area um in that law or in that rule or any rules. Matt, what's your thoughts on C it was CKB? Um CKB. Uh Nervos Network? Let's look at it. So first, let's look at the ranking. 181st, which is good. Seeing in the top 200, that's great. You're looking at 132,000 people that are watching the position, which is great to see a community that is behind it, especially people that look to hold it and look to see the investment thrive. Currently, you're seeing a $153 million market cap, which is not bad at all. But I do want to see the correlating volume with it. And $4 million worth of volume, I guess, would be a little bit low. But we're still seeing millions of dollars worth of volume rather than hundreds of thousands. So it's not something that's insanely popular, but it's something that can hold its own. Looking at millions of dollars. Now, this is up 27%. So you're probably looking at a lower point or a lower level historically, which if we go into historical data, we're going to see where we stand. We are normally currently around that. We see 4 million, 3 million. We see another 3 million, 6 million, 8 million, 9 million. So you are hovering around the multi-millions levels. But for some reason, in recent history, I guess looking March 31st on, you're seeing a lower amount of money that's flowing through there, right? 13 million versus 8 million is a big difference. 17 million, you're looking at 26, 36, or 38, 37, 50, 68 million. So you're seeing a lot more money that's flowing into it in March versus what you are seeing in April. And I want to know the reason why you would see that. Maybe you had, I guess we had more positive volume that was going into the crypto market at that point. That could be the case. But you're also seeing, like I said, less volume and you want to see more. Anyways, you don't have a max supply, which is something I don't like to see, meaning that you can mint more from what CoinMarketCap shows. But the total amount of supply that is out there is 41 billion. And you're looking at about 40 to 41 billion in circulating supply. So a lot of the supplies out there, you don't have much dilution. However, you can have more dilution with the max supply, depending on how frequently they add or mint coins or anything like that. If that is true, sometimes CoinMarketCap gets that wrong. If we're looking at the price, currently at 0.003, we know that this can grow a lot higher, but it all depends on I guess the popularity and the use case behind it if it does have a potential use within it. Um, let's look at historical data and how things have moved over the last year. We've seen this kind of fall down. I do want to look at market cap to see if there's any adjustment. So it looks like there is a form of dilution, but we'll get into that. So you see this at about 1 cent. It has dove down to a level of 0.003 or 30% of a penny, 29% of a penny. And you can see this at a lower point of 21, 22% of a penny, currently standing at about 37% or 38% of a penny. Now, the dilution that comes into play here is mainly around, like, you see the adjustment here and how things have, increased. The price points and where things are. So it's at a lower point here, and you can see how there was dilution at that point. And maybe the dilution only happened at this point and made it worth so much more as you get up to some of these levels. Because obviously it's at way less than half of what this level is in price, but it is at a higher market cap than what you would expect, right? The highest market cap is a $329 million market cap. And here at a level where it should be half of what that penny is, you're looking at a level of $246 million. So at this point, it's showing that it is, about, 2/3 of the way there, right, within market cap. But when you look at price, you're not seeing that at that level. So you're definitely seeing a little bit of an increase in the overall supply, but I just don't know how that's implemented, how that's introduced to it. But either way, in any position, you can see an opportunity within it. And, I don't really see a crazy opportunity where it's like this is going to skyrocket. The volume is crazy. But if the volume does grow, if you do see more ability to buy the position or see more volume that's happening on Binance or anything like that, then yeah, I'm all for it. Because it does have a lot of trading pairs, 41 different trading pairs, whether you're looking at the same platform or not, but you're looking at 41 different trading pairs within the position, which creates, potential volume. So, yeah, I'll leave it at that. You looking at memes during pullbacks? You must be stoned. No, why does everybody keep saying that? There's like, I don't know, every live stream, someone's like, you must be stoned, or um, you look so stoned, or something like that. And I'm like, what is up with people? Are you the same person? Is this the same person that comes through and just goes, you must be stoned or something? Because I've heard this, I don't know, every other live stream. And before this, never heard that. Maybe I just look overly tired. I got Zelda, in L Bank, was staking, but looks like staking is over. Yeah, I was staking as well and gaining whatever APY I can gain within Zelda. You think Judge Torres will rule XRP winner today? Not that I know of. Why would they rule a winner today? No. This is a time for accumulating. You just keep dollar cost averaging, and you won't regret in the future. I'd have to sort of agree. Some people just can't stand it, right? When they see the markets run to a certain level, maybe they invested at, an $800 billion market cap overall, right? And if they did, they're up on their position, they're up on their investment, but they don't want to risk losing that entire investment. And I understand whenever you feel like you hit your limit on how much you can lose out of those gains or lose in general. I'm not going to tell people to hold on to things that they don't want to hold on to. If they don't feel comfortable doing it, then they invested too much, or they're looking at it in a different way, right? They're looking at it in the gambling light. And I talked about this with Shiba Inu, but they're looking at it in a gambling light, and no one wants to do that. Even though it feels like there's a rush, there's this adrenaline that you have, as a dopamine, and you end up getting from investing and having gains and seeing things run to way higher levels. Um, but the point is that you want to make sure that you have your strategy set in place, and you're not just trying to gamble and only shoot for the stars, even though you might not ever reach those stars. Thanks for your content. Thoughts on Telos? Give me a second. Let me get through the rest of it. Yo, bro, what are you doing live streaming at 6 in the morning? I used to live stream at 5:30. Um, that's when I would start my live streams. But I stopped doing that for a while because I was editing things and getting a lot of stuff done in the morning. But I think I probably should um, find a way to go back to that. I used to live stream from 6 in the morning till like 9, and now it's obviously tough because I'm whenever the kids are sick or on um, vacation from school, like whatever it is, spring break or what's it called, Easter break, and all of these other breaks that they end up having. I'm the one that's picking them up from school and the bus stop um, and daycare, which is not a problem at all, but it's definitely, I'm not seeing the same amount of like what I would put into a live stream. I would put like 3 hours into a live stream, and then I would still upload videos and do all this extra stuff. So today I'm going to do about 2 hours from 6 to 8, and then I will post some videos later today, probably before 3 o'clock. Usually I upload at 3, like 5 or 5:30, and then around 7 or 8 o'clock. So I will still have that. Good morning, Matt. I need your second opinion on this project. Scale or scale. Um, so you're talking about, first, let's go into this position, which is Telos, and just giving a quick opinion. Um, let's look at where it's ranked. So 397th, not bad. You're seeing it at a $50 million market cap, $1.4 million in volume. Probably would like to see a little bit more in volume, but still seeing millions of dollars in volume is fine. You're seeing it down 22%, so that means that we have seen it higher than that point. This is not the highest point. So you do have potential for a little bit more volume. If we look through historical data for that volume, right, we're going to see that we've been hovering around the 1 to 2 million for a while now. It hasn't been something that you would normally see up in the tens or 20s of millions of dollars within the same level of the actual market cap. So you're not really seeing a crazy amount of money that's going into it. Now, you do have a decent amount of trading pairs, 22 trading pairs, at which you have a few larger exchanges associated with it, right? You can say Gate.io, HG, KuCoin. So it's not something that you have a lack of people to invest into the position or investors into the position. So that's not really to say why you're not seeing a crazy amount of investing that's going into it. Now, if we look at how long this has been out there based on all history, we see this has been out here in 2019 and obviously 2021. We saw this pick up. Even up to 2022, we saw this pick up a little bit. Now, I'm trying to understand if you're seeing this pick up in price and then what's going to happen to the market cap there. But it's good to see that the price was up to $1.40 at one point, which was a $300 million market cap. So showing that it does have strength up in those areas is very, very important, which it does show that, and it doesn't have any type of major dilution with it. Now, you do have 270 million coins, and seeing million means that it has a lot of potential, especially when you understand there are coins out there or tokens out there with billions of tokens or coins. And seeing something like this is kind of refreshing, right? It's something where you're like, all right, it has less than a billion. I'm ready for it. Max supply of 355 million. You know that if you can see massive adoption of this, whatever the use case actually is, and see a lot more volume that flows into it, this could be worth so much more. So the potential is a little bit higher when it comes to the investment side of things, when it comes to just the gains or losses to side of a play. So it looks interesting. It looks like something that you could make some money off of, even in the short term, it looks like something you could make some money off of, as well as understand what the max level of potential this could be. So let's look into the project here to understand how many holders it has. So it only has 1,846 holders, which is not a lot. You would expect a little bit more, from a play like that, especially being, worth in, the millions, multiple millions of dollars. Like there's more holders in Krill coin than this. And, you have less supply over there. Um, and you have a lesser market cap actually. So it's crazy to see that you have less holders that are probably holding a little bit more within the position. So if you look at this, you're seeing somebody that's holding about 9.9 million, and that's not a contract address. It's just 9, not 9.9 million, 9.9 or about 10% of the overall supply. Don't know what that is, and you have 7%, you have 6%, 5%, 5%. So there's definitely some bigger wallets within this position that would be more of a red flag for me. I don't like seeing this many wallets holding over 5%. That's not something anybody likes to see. Now, not to say that this is a scam or anything, but you definitely have people that can move this, right? If they look to, if this gets to a level of, millions of dollars, they may end up moving their position fairly quickly. And if they are moving that position fairly quickly, it's not something that's going to, bode well for a lot of the new investors that get into the play. So that's why I never like this, because you're literally looking at 17% in the top two wallets. Then you go down here, it's over 20%, 25, 30, 40, or 35, 40, 50. Right here, you're looking at a very high percentage within the top 12 wallets within the position. And that makes sense, as you do only have 1,800 holders. So that's something that sort of bothers me. While everything else looks like it's promising, you get to the holders and the amount that they're holding, and it's kind of a red flag. Now, again, it's not to say that this is going to be a rug pull or anything, because if it was, it would have been that already. But you would see a lot of people take profit at certain levels as it does get there, if that makes sense. Um, Good morning, Matt. I need a second opinion on scale. I think I've researched this position before within just the investment side. So typically, I like to look at just the investment side of things, understanding the long term potential and the use case. That is crazy, like long term, right? And a lot of times, if I invest into a position, I'm investing into it for the gains, or obviously the gains within, I would say gains or losses, but the gains within the position. And then eventually I understand the overall exit plan strategy that I have with it, whether I want to see or hold any for the long term, if it has that long term ability to grow a heck of a lot. So currently you're seeing 84,000 watchers on this, or people that have it on their watch list. You do see this ranked 164, so $175 million in market cap. You are seeing about $11.6 million within it. And I understand that right now we are seeing a lower volume. So me saying that this is probably not, I want to see a little bit more volume, it's understandable why I want to see more volume, but it's also understandable why we're not seeing as much volume, because we are in kind of down times where people don't want to invest, which doesn't make sense to me. The lower the price is, the more that people should want to invest, but it seems like the higher the price is, more people invest. And that's the reason why it's running, is because most people are FOMOing into the position, or FOMOing into the market in general, buying anything that they want to buy. Now, 64% of the overall supply is not horrible. It's not the best, but it's not horrible. You are looking at about 4.4 billion, a total of 7 billion, or sorry, a max supply of 7 billion and a total of 5.4 billion. So compared to where the total is, it's a little bit higher of a percentage, but the total to the max is 64%. If we are looking at the amount of markets, I would imagine you do have a lot of markets: Binance, Coinbase, KuCoin, all these different trading pairs. So you would expect to see millions of dollars in volume. Historical data, does show that this does hover sometimes in the 35, 60 million, tens of millions of dollars for volume, which is not bad. That's great to see within a position. So it shows the ability to grow. If we look over the last year, just a price difference, we're seeing a 4 cent price versus a 20 cent price within the position, which shows that you could have a potential of 5x over this last year. And what could you have from the low all the way to the high would basically be a 10x return from that 2 cent level all the way up to 20 cents. However, 20 cents might have been before 2 cents if we're looking at how the markets are. So let's look at the overview of the position. In the last 7 days, we're seeing this decrease from a level of 5 cents down to this low here of about 4 cents or 3 cents, right? Let's go in the last month. We've seen this at even a lower point of 3.7 cents all the way up to a high of, about 5.4 cents. So definitely seeing a little bit of a move there. And if you're investing a certain amount, you could make some money from it short term. Looking over the last 3 months, seeing this at a high of 6.5 cents the last year, the highest point of 20 cents, and how this has dropped down since that point of that last year from April to April, obviously. If we look at all history, we've seen this up to a level of 90 cents, but I would imagine there was some form of dilution. If you look at the price to market cap, there was dilution within it. So you see that at 90 cents, you see this at a low market cap of 531 million. Even though that's higher than where it is, it's still 531 million. And then you see this at an even higher level of a $1 billion market cap. However, it is at a much lower price, meaning that you have had a ton of dilution within the position. Now, is dilution a bad thing if it already happened? No, it's not really the worst thing in the world if it already happened, because now that you invest in a position that is diluted, now you can see a lot of those gains that come on with getting back to the original market caps, right? But if you're in the position and then it gets diluted, that's not really the best situation for any type of investor within a position. So again, looks like it does have potential within it. But I think for me, if I was looking to invest into it and say whether I would buy this position right now, I probably would. I probably would make a move into the position. I would have to find the right moment because I never like to invest on any type of green day. But I would have to find the right moment to see where we would get to, and also probably research maybe just a little bit more and understand the holders within. Actually, let me go in here and understand the holders. 21,000, 22,000 holders within the position. Let's look at I mean, this is not bad. You're seeing contract addresses that are holding the most. You're not seeing what you saw in the last one. So either way, I mean, it does show that it has some potential. You would be obviously taking on that risk of investing into a cryptocurrency position. But it does show it has a little bit of potential. But I would just probably pick and choose when I decide to invest into it. But if I was looking to invest into a new position, I probably would. It doesn't look bad at all. All right, so the current crypto market is at 1.16 trillion. It's down over the last 24 hours. We're seeing Bitcoin's dominance increase a little bit. It's still at about 45%. From last time I looked at it, it was about 45 as well. We're seeing Bitcoin and Ethereum kind of fall a little bit. Ethereum being at 1,800, Bitcoin being at 27,000. I firmly expected them to grow a lot more than where they are, but we'll get there. Do you keep track of stocks? I used to a lot more. Yeah, I used to a lot more. Right now, I'm really just looking at the positions that I'm holding, which is like AMC and GME and ZOM as well. SOS, I'm still holding that as well, even though SOS is not really looking great for me. ZOM is not looking great as well, and then obviously AMC. So the stock market really hasn't been going my way. A lot of times I go into shorter plays. I have chosen to get into um, more swing trade positions and make money from those swing trade positions. Don't get me wrong. It's not saying like I lost money there. Overall, I'm still at a gain for the last 2 years. It's just my, I usually do a lot of um, day trading and swing trading a lot less. So the fact that we are seeing um, certain positions of mine that are down a significant amount, it annoys me, but I don't have 25,000 in the account to continue to do day trading, so I have to wait until I get up to that point. And I haven't been investing more money into the stock market. I've been investing most of my money into the crypto market there and long term, investing as well. I always have to contribute to that, um, and retirement funds and stuff. So yeah, I'm still in the stock market, but I haven't been heavily, active, I guess, in there. Well, hopefully you had a great weekend. Have you looked into? Oh, there's a lot of requests here. If there's any Lunic holders in here, read the proposals and vote for yourself. Your validator doesn't have to speak for you. Uh, we have to get our governance under control. That's sort of true. I've always been, uh, it's always been tough for me to look at some of the proposals and then look at validators and see that some of the validators, I don't. So let me backtrack. As and I'm not gonna sit here and tell people that they're doing the wrong thing by doing this. I've never thought of being a validator anywhere, right? There were people that put it in my head, said, "Hey, you should probably be a validator here. It would make sense. I would follow you and all of that." And I'm like, I don't want any type of conflict of interest. Like I'm not. I was interested in it, and then I started to think about it, and I'm like, I don't want that, right? I want to put out my opinion, but I don't want people just to follow my opinion because they follow my YouTube channel that's there, right? Um, Being a validator is so much more, and I feel like should have a lot more value to it, and you shouldn't have the top validators be YouTubers or anything like that, right? Any type of influencer or anything like that. So um, if it's an exchange, maybe that's a different story, and maybe that's a conflict of interest as well. But still, it's something that I've never been able to grasp. How could you do something like that? Um, and I'm not saying that anybody's bad for doing that. If they put a lot of effort into doing that, they put a lot of effort into it. But I feel like there's so much more to being a validator. Than just giving your opinion and voting a certain way with everybody else's vote, right? Does that make sense? um but yeah, I think we do need to get this under control. We need a path and where we're going, because I still feel like we don't have a path, even though you may have structure here and there and you may have positivity. People are like, all right, we understand where we're going. We don't. I think where we need to get to is restoring the chain, re-enable the algorithm, re-enabling, um, or repegging USTC. And there's so many different ideas on how we get there, but nobody is 100% sold on those ideas. Um, they're like, I don't think that's going to work, right? You have either it could be a 50-50 split. It could be as bad as a 50-50 split. It could be, 33, 33, 33, right? Or it could be, or 33, 33, 34 or whatever. It could be, 25, 25, 25, 25, right? It could be tens, right? You never know how big the split actually is, um, until you put things out there. And then when you do put things out there, you have people that are kind of, like, hey, I like this idea, but I don't think it'll work, right? Something like that. And there's just so much um, indecisiveness, right? Um, Skepticism. There's just, it's just not the best situation. And that's really what you deal with in community led positions, because communities, um, people have different thoughts, more minds. They say two minds are better than one, or three minds are better than one, but sometimes it's not the case, because if those three minds have different personalities, as well as have different ideas that they truly believe in, they're going to stick with those. It's just like people that don't want to be Like, let's say you have a game show and you vote on who gets eliminated. Everybody's going to vote for themselves to stay on, right? You vote for who needs to stay on, and you're voting for yourself to stay on. You're going to have a tie, right? It's just not it's not going to work out well. But if you say you can't vote for yourself, that's a different story. But that's not the case in this community, right? We can't not go for our own proposal that we believe in, right? Or our own or somebody's proposal that we truly believe in, right? We have to go for we have to go for that. We have to go for something that we believe in rather than just go with the idea that we feel like everybody is going with that would work, right? Find a path. Does that make sense? Hopefully that does make sense. I tend to ramble and go off in a little bit of a tangent. I'm hungry. So hungry. I'm stubbornly holding mine just because I believe it will be a lot more in the future. But I'm frustrated with the whole decentralization because it seems to be a joke. Yeah, I would. I don't think it's a joke. I just think we're not there yet. While people are trying to say, hey, we want to make sure everything is decentralized and all that, look at the money that flows into CEXs versus, DeFi versus decentralized finance, right? It's crazy different. You see multiple billions of dollars that are flowing into trillions of dollars that are flowing into the centralized exchanges versus decentralized. It's just a fact. And if we're sitting here trying to push this area that's getting a fraction of a percent of the overall volume that flows through there, of the overall money, it makes no sense whatsoever. And I understand that CEXs shouldn't control everything and we should be moving more towards this, but we slowly get to that point. We develop the things, right? So let's say we have the thought of developing things, we develop a couple of things, and then we see that impact in the future. But there's no reason why we need to take all of our resources and put it to this side of crypto when we don't even have the investors in that side, which it ends up costing a ton of money to do those things or implement those things, but you don't have the money to spend because you don't have the money that's flowing through the project, right? So it makes no sense to me whatsoever. Like I understand a portion of it. Hey, we need to make sure that people we need to make sure that people are investing in this space. Sorry, I was reading something else. We need to make sure that people invest in this space because we feel as though it's going to be great for the future. But then they end up, investing there, but it's not really as much of an investment as we needed in order to see, revenues and money flowing into the project. There's a vast majority of who are stoned, Matt. They're just making an assumption. I guess maybe if you look at the percentage of people that are stoned, I feel like I talked about that like so long ago. Hi Matt, why don't Luna Classic and Shiba Inu do a lockup of coins like Jasmy? Maybe they could do a mix of lockup and burn as well. So understand that doing anything like that, one, you would have to understand who's running Shiba Inu, and there's nobody running Shiba Inu. We are. So with that being sort of, decentralized, right, where there's no owner, we can't have anybody do anything there. Terra Luna Classic will be a little bit different. However, a lot of the coins are held. A lot of the coins are bought up by, retail investors. Maybe some institutional investors as well. Something that you lock up, you would like to, as the owners of the project, you would have, a lot of coins to be able to lock up. Now, if they said, hey, we're looking to lock up coins, that essentially is what staking is, right? You're locking it up for a certain period of time. And people that are choosing to lock up their coins, it would be the same thing as if you were like, hey, we're going to lock it up for a year. If you choose to lock it up for a year, this is how much percentage you would get. That would be great, right? It would create value for it. that wouldn't be a bad idea, and it would remove it from circulation. That would be phenomenal. But it would also, you wouldn't see a lot of people that would risk all of their position. Like if it was me and I was like, hey, you know what? I want to contribute to this lockup. I'd probably put 10 million in there. Out of my 54 million, I'd probably put 10 million into that lockup. Um, and the rest will be available to make moves, because the idea about Lunic and a lot of what we're doing is about consistent movement, right? We want to see that supply drop down, not about the supply stay the same but get locked up. So most of it is about consistent movement. If we can have a burn tax within everything, the movement will be consistent. People will sell at certain levels, right? It gets up to a penny. People sell, but while they sell, some burns off, some goes to a different place, right? So the point is that it has consistent movement. It never stops churning. And that's where we stand with Terra Luna Classic with the supply and how it is. We want to decrease that supply. So how do we decrease that supply? The best way would be through crazy amount of transactions, right? Whether it's through on-chain burns, off-chain burns, if it could happen, but something where it's consistently moving. It's not about standing still. It's about decreasing that supply. Work listening at its best. I don't know what that means. Like you're working and you're listening. Hi Matt. Let's see. As wait, hi bro. You promised last live to explain the CFX. Can you do it now? And please, thank you. I explain CFX or go through CFX. So CFX is this position currently ranked 59th, which is great. You know, seeing it at an $800 million market cap. I believe this is higher than Lunic at this point. So ranked 59th, you're seeing it at a 28 cent price, with about 2.7 billion coins that's out there. Is that billion? Yeah, 2.7 billion coins that's out there. No max supply, so that's something you would worry about a little bit. Total supply of 5.2 billion. But again, you're looking at a decent market cap here, a decent position. Now, the dilution probably does worry me a little bit. You're looking at 1.5, billion-dollar market cap, a fully diluted market cap. You are seeing $136 million that flows through this position. So definitely has the popularity, I would say. You're looking at about more than 10% of the market cap when you see the volume, seeing 29% up in volume here. So again, $136 million. Definitely something that I can live with, and I'm sure other people can live with as well. Let's look at the history of the position. We've seen this up at $1.60 at one point, but I would imagine there was some form of dilution right within this, right? You see the price drop down from $1.60 all the way down to a level of about 2 cents. Let's look at the market cap. So you have seen this at a $1 billion market cap at the level of $1.60, but then you see it at this price down here, and it's at a level of 64 million. And then now you're looking at a higher market cap at this point of about $1.2 billion. However, you were at a way lower price of 39 cents, meaning that there was a massive form of dilution within the position. So can you see that continue? Who knows with that max supply and how it is introduced, and if it's something that where you will see consistent minting into the total supply, who really knows? And that's something, again, that would worry me there, is the max supply and how much dilution would go into it as a long-term investor. As a short-term investor, maybe you can gain a decent amount as you find the right play or right moment. But right now, it does look like something that you would see a decent amount of dilution for unless you get a full explanation of that. But yeah, if I was looking to say whether I would buy into this position just based off of a short-term play, I probably could find the right moment for this. But it does look like it is at an $800 billion market cap, and it is sort of on the way down rather than the climb that we are seeing. I probably would have made a move back here if I was going to. It would have been like 2 cents to see it up at a level of 26 cents or even higher of 40 cents. That would have been phenomenal. But not saying that this is over, that you're never going to see anything higher. But if you compare this to the previous market cap that it was at, where you're seeing the highest point of a 1.2 billion, it has surpassed that already, which doesn't really, bode well for a lot of these positions or plays that are like that. Because again, you see things that you see it get to a higher market cap or break that level of a market cap, and it's either it continues to run or you see it fall back down and people start to, sell the position because of how much they gained. Like literally go from 2 cents up to 40 cents. You're gaining so much. It's a 20x return for you in that position if you were able to invest in this position at a level of 2 cents versus the 40 cents that it is at of a high. So again, I wouldn't make the move into it. It does look like it can have some short-term potential if you find it. I wouldn't make a move into it because of the fact that it is at a higher point market cap wise, and a way higher point price wise. At this point, you're investing in a position that has run so much compared to where it was just a few months ago. So it's not saying that this is a horrible position or horrible play for a lot of people. It's just saying for me, it's not part of my strategy because it has grown so much over this last, um, you know, 3 months. So, and that's just me. Again, that's just me. But it does look like something that could have some more potential to grow. It's just you have to maybe look into the use case a little bit more to see the long term effect to it. But short term, it's like it's very iffy. I want something that's kind of confirmed, you know? Thank you to all the people that are here. I don't know how many likes we have. It looks like we have over 100 likes. So I appreciate you guys for being here. It does mean the world that you guys are here just joining me and, talking to me. Uh, yes, you are absolutely correct. Thank you very much, Matt. Very well said. Well, thank you. I don't see how we could lock up any Luna tokens. Holders are holding. The blockchain doesn't own any tokens on the exchange. Yeah, I mean, typically the way you would do a lockup. So there's multiple ways where you could do a lockup um, where they own a lot of the position and they can lock up a lot of the position, or you can basically do it at a form of a longer stake, right? Saying, hey, if you lock up this many coins, this is what you can do. However, I don't think that that should be the case. Kind of like what, let's say, Luna T did, where Luna T technically has staking and they have the option to stake it for a certain period of time, but you have the option to lock it up for an entire year. So that's not going anywhere. It's going to be out of circulation. That's something that you're going to do. That's essentially what Jasmy is doing, is locking up their coins for a whole year, but they're not using, investor already invested in fund, if that makes sense, right? They're not, taking my Jasmy and locking it up. Like they're taking the Jasmy they already own and locking it up. However, um, for Lunic, it could be something that could work with raising the price, but also your coins would be locked up. But it's also not part of the main goal. It doesn't make sense to do that. We're not looking to just, you know, let it live a life of a higher price with a lower supply temporarily. Like we're looking to decrease that supply permanently. And once you decrease that supply, you establish everything you want to establish, right? You establish the USTC repeg, you establish the algorithm, you re-enable the algorithm and get it back to normal, as well as implement some other things, some newer things. But if we decide to lock it up, it's just kind of taking those coins that we have, and it's kind of doing what we're doing with staking, where we're locking up, about a what is it, billion or something, or almost a trillion coins that we're locking up for staking, and that's just a hold of maximum of 21 days for people. So It's not. It's not what we're looking for. Not what I'm looking for. I mean, some people may be looking for it. Issue, Jonathan. We need more educated and inactive governance investors. Uh, also stop all these dramas. I did my homework on Jasmine. I bought 1,500. Thank you for the video. It helped me make my decision again. You rock, Matt. Thank you for saying that. I appreciate that. Yeah, I'm looking to. I would love to have 500,000. But I'm looking for the right price, and I never want to raise my cost basis, especially you know I believe this position can grow a lot more. Uh, the unknown is what makes it interesting, but honestly, you never know what could happen. I truly believe that this position will be worth so much more. Um, and it's just I want to make sure that I'm playing this play the right way and not continuing to dollar cost average up. I just want a dollar cost average down or invest at the position at that level that I was at. Because seeing where it can get to or where it was, as well as the overall ability to grow a lot higher than that, um, I'm sold on it. But I just want to find the right opportunity or right time to invest more money into it. I'm not gonna increase my cost basis. I feel like I'm at a good cost basis, and if we could find a way to get there again, that would be great. We are about to basically drain the community pool. A lot of drama can be stopped if investor votes themselves in governance. Instead of relying on their validators to vote what's best. Yeah, no problem, Adrian. We are about to basically drain the community pool to the Terra Rebels because peeps who delegate with all nodes and TCB are voting their own coins. Feels like most of them delegated to the bigger validators don't even know what's going on in the community. Have you ever heard of Wall Street Gaming Coin? I haven't. I might have. The name sounds familiar. Probably true. Seeing Terra Rebel spend a prop like passing is devastating. The new repeg isn't looking good either because TCB voted no already. Uh, are you in? Are you in on? I don't know how to say that. It's like PP or pay. Um, no, I'm not in on it. I like the new USTC proposal though. I voted yes. Yeah, I haven't checked out like any proposal in recently. I should probably do that. Started to look like it's going to wreck some folks. I mean, probably. That's usually how it goes, especially being ranked 2,614th. I mean, that's crazy. My Lunic probably won't do anything to help it pass. You can't think like that. It's the best we have had so far for sure. I haven't made my mind up yet. I'm gonna wait and see. Get as much info as I can absorb. I'm holding 300K Jasmine, bro. Go Jasmine. That's great. That's fantastic. What's your cost basis for Jasmine? Is it lower than mine? Is it mine is at 50% of a penny, 0.005, or 0.0049 technically? Or are you at the current level that it's at, or even lower? Thanks, bro. Appreciate your answer. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, I already broke it down a little bit earlier in the stream. So if you missed that, make sure you go back and check it. Because again, I have already talked about it there. What positions that I looked at? Give me a second. Typing out some stuff. And I think there was another position that I looked at. Yeah, I already got that one. All right. Oh man, but you know what? I'm sort of like fed up, right, with the SEC, and I really don't know what else could be, destroying this market, because the market was going smoothly. Like, you think about 9 months of decreased inflation. You think of how positive that is. You think about 5% interest, or 5% inflation rate, and you're seeing where we were at 9%, 9.1%. And it's just like, it's such a difference. And we moved at, a crazy level to see it go not only lower than previous month, but lower than expected, and not have a major impact to the overall market. Now, we did see a late push to it, but then we kind of just completely destroyed everything that was gained there, as well as what was gained prior to that. All the way back down to a $1.16 trillion market cap. Now, I know we're going to see retracements. Retracements are key within it. But do I think this is going to go from a $1.3 trillion market cap down to a 1.15 or 1.15 trillion dollar market cap? No, I don't think that. Maybe 1.2, maybe 1.23 or 1.25 or something. But to drop down to a $1.15 trillion market cap, not something that I thought, I knew could happen, but not something that I thought would happen. I bought at 20 cents. Wrecked. Um, yeah, I mean, as long as your dollar cost averaging down, I'm sure if you bought at 20 cents, um, you have less than what you can gain. Like, if you spent the same amount of money right now in some of this play, or in Jasmy, you would lower that cost basis a hell of a lot. Um, and you would also have a lot more Jasmy coin. I just knew it as I was looking into it before. Someone asked me about it when it got introduced on Coinbase. They were like, "Hey, what's happening here with this position? Do you believe in this position?" And I said, "Look, the overall supply um, looks like it's going to be heavily diluted. And when it is heavily diluted, you're going to see the price at a way lower price, because it's going to have no ability to stay up there, right? It would have to stay at, multiple billions of dollars of a market cap to be there. And um, in some cases, it may be hundreds of billions of dollars. So I was just like, this is not going to work. Like, I like the fact that it's growing, but I don't think that it's something that I should invest into, just because I want to see it heavily diluted first before I make that move. Now, I did end up waiting for it to get to 95% diluted before I made an investment. And I think that just shows how dilution can really affect positions, which you've seen many different scenarios that happen, right? ICP has done that. You see, um, what's that other coin that did it? It's not Gitcoin. It's like, shoot, I can't think of it. Clover. I think Clover Finance, maybe. I think they did it. So there's a number of positions that have, heavily diluted positions, and you see the effect, the massive effect that it does have, and that should be part of your strategy. Do I hold any H bar? So I don't hold any H bar. I don't hold any at all. Have you heard of? I heard of Ren Q Finance. Guess its pre-sale keeps blowing up my Google searches. Claims SHIB will lose its place to this coin. I doubt that will happen. So I talked about this in a previous video about how a lot of these articles use Shiba Inu or Terra Luna Classic or Bitcoin or Ethereum or whatever as kind of a launching point for another cryptocurrency. And I never try and invest into those plays, because a lot of times those are the the definition of more of a pump and dump type of situation. People are like, the articles will say, um, people are selling their Shiba Inu and buying RenQ. People are selling their whatever and buying this. And you'll never hear about it again after that, the person that made that article makes their money, right? They're writing the article, they realize it gets a lot of views, and then people are buying that position based on what that article says and or what that popular paper says. Maybe they buy their time in order to put that out there. So a lot of articles and placements could be paid for, kind of like advertisements. You put your article there based on how much you pay, and then you end up doing that. Push your coin. That people end up buying your coin and with so many articles that are created based on that, and then they sell that position. Um, and it's never really known like who truly like creates it or anything behind it. It's just you have somebody that holds a lot of it, and those people make a lot of money from it. So they're gonna probably make a lot of money from this pre-sale and then abandon it, and you're never gonna hear about it again. Um, so I try not to invest into those plays. Um, but yeah, please help raise awareness for the USDC repeg signaling proposal. Slowly gaining traction, but we need help. Okay, I'll find a way to do that. I feel like we just need to increase the burn tax for Lunic, and with a 10% split, we can fill the community pool more than changing to 50-50 with the point two. Yeah, I would agree. I mean, I've been on this train for a long time. I've been talking about the burn tax for a very, very long time, and how this is a way to impact it. And people will say, I don't think burning is the way. I don't think we can see a burn tax that really does, help this out, right? This is not about creating a normal use case here that burns. This is not about creating something where we have a deflationary aspect to it. That's not what this is about. This is all about survival. It's all about recovery. If if someone if someone is drowning in in water, right? They fell off a cruise ship or something and they're drowning. You could either throw them the what's that, the little thing that helps them out with the little donut. I don't know what you call it. Life vest, life jacket, a lifeline, right? You can either throw them that, or you know what, you can establish something. And what we're basically doing is the to compare it is, instead of throwing them a lifeline, we're trying to build a company to create that lifeline. And then when they fully manufacture that, then we'll throw them the lifeline. It's like, no, Lunic is drowning right now. We need to find a way to recover it. We need to find a way to restore it. But you guys are trying to build a company, trying to build a brand behind something, and then you manufacture that and then you throw it to them because you realize that it works. And you know what? They're not just going to manufacture it, they're also going to test it a bunch, and then you're going to throw it out to them and say, hey, are you still there? No. They either already drowned or they're gone, right? All the investors are gone, all the people, everything, right? Does that make sense? It's called a lifesaver, Matt. Is that where that candy comes from? Is that true? That's what that's called? Why is it so? It should be called something else. Ah, it is called a lifesaver. It's called a eh, life preserver. Yeah, it's called a life preserver. So we were both wrong. Yep, that's what it's called, life preserver. This guy, I want to read this. This guy is, first of all, his name is Hot Garbage right here. Hot Garbage. This guy is so surprised every time that we have a crash because he has no idea what the hell is going on or what the hell he's doing. I'm sorry. I've had more success in this place than a lot of people have had. I have more success in crypto and in stocks and investing in general. So, I mean, you could think what you want to think, Hot Garbage, but your name says it all. So I'm gonna go ahead and leave it at that. And yeah, have a good day. Have a fantastic day, fantastic evening, and hopefully the rest of your week goes a little bit better than the way that you're feeling right now. So yeah. But yeah, I mean, I am always surprised that the market is doing what it's doing, because a lot of times you have negativity within it, and you'll see positive movement. So it shows that markets are all based off of how people react to it, not based off of what is being said, but how the reaction is. Because you can find something negative and people are like, all right, this is a great opportunity to invest. And then all of a sudden the markets are green. You can have a situation where you see 9 months of decreased inflation, where you have anything else that could be positive. And you know what people do? They wait. They wait for people to make moves into the position. Like, all right, I'm going to sit back and watch, right, and wait for this to run, and then I'm going to sell at the best moment that I think I can sell. And that's understandable why they would do that. But again, it's all based off of reactions. So basically, that's what the reaction was like, I want to see what the market's going to do. Everybody that I talked to during, um, you know, that kind of information that was coming out, and any type of positive information, especially the inflation stuff, um, they were like, I want to see what the market's going to look like. I can't wait to see what the market's going to look like. Not like, hey, I'm going to sell at a certain point, or I'm going to buy a lot more cryptocurrency. No, it wasn't that. It was, I'm going to wait and see. So that mindset made me understand what people were going to do or what they could potentially do, and that's exactly what they did. Sorry, I really thought they were called lifesavers my whole life. Well, I thought so too. I was like, all right, well that makes sense because they named the candy after the life preserver, so it was a lifesaver. But I just looked it up. I looked up lifesaver and it came up as the candy, and then you saw one picture of a life preserver, and then apparently life preserver is the thing. Um, Especially don't spam insults if he doesn't know what he's doing. What are you doing here? It's hot garbage, man. It's hot garbage. Who forgot to take out the garbage? It's starting to smell. Bye, Felicia. So this is just a premium chat at the moment. Some people mentioned that USTC repeg signaling proposal. So this is just premium chat. Eh, so is this just premium chat? I don't know what you're getting at here. Yeah, Matt, is this not? Wait, it's not how early you get in, it's how long you are willing to hold. True, true. Markets are set up for, in any market, really, any situation, it's set up for long term, especially positions that are in the top 100. Sorry, I feel like that was very loud when I said especially, so sorry about that. Especially for positions that are in the top 100, top 200 of crypto, and then looking at the stock market, obviously, a lot of things are about long term investors and what you can see within that long term, because people will try and time the market, and they'll buy into a position thinking that it's at its lowest point and then get upset when it goes lower. You got to understand that it's set up for the long term. If you believe in the position above where you bought, and that business or crypto project or whatever will be worth so much more and has the value to to be up at those higher levels in market cap and price point, and seeing more volume that's into it, then believe in it. Don't give up on the position at first sign of anything negative, or um, anything bad happening. So yeah, I mean, it's set up for the long-term investor, and the longer you hold, the more success you should see, unless it's something that is going to be heavily diluted. Because if you bought in the beginning and it ended up getting diluted, there's no way in hell that you're getting back to your normal position, unless it started out at a $1 million market cap, went down to a $100,000 market cap and then grew way past the $1 million market cap or something. Um, you have to start out really low in order for that to get to a point where it can be worth billions of dollars, you know? He's way behind on the chat. Rain blood. I don't think I'm way behind on it. I'm like a couple behind. I'll kick him out the classroom. Um, time in the market beats timing the market. That's true. Very, very true. That's how our market is set up. Um, why not mention USTC repeg? Um, why not mention it? Because I feel like I'm not one to. I should speak on it, but since I have been removed from sort of a lot of proposals, I'm not one to speak on it right now, because I don't know the information behind it. And I'm going to be completely honest about it. I haven't researched it. I've been looking into a lot of other things rather than the proposals, because everything that I've seen um, has kind of been the same thing. Not the same thing as in like the information behind it, but has just been shot down. And there's been so much back and forth that I really wanted to remove myself from it. Not saying that I wanted to sell the position, but just not kind of pay attention to the proposals, to be honest. But I do want to get back into it and understand what's happening with that and what's passing, what's not. But I feel like there's going to be a little bit of a journey back into it, because I haven't paid attention to a single proposal since I can't remember the last proposal that I've fully read and, understood there. You could see that I haven't put out a lot of Terra Luna Classic videos. I've been putting out a lot of other content, even though I'm still holding my 54 million. It's just been something I've been kind of frustrated with, and I've been frustrated with a number of communities, or two communities right now. I've been frustrated with Shiba Inu and everything that has happened there, and how much following of the ecosystem dev there has been. We could have avoided so much if we would have never just followed them, and you would have seen success within the business outside of it. It seemed like we were being pushed this idea that they would burn so much Shiba Inu, and they did not do that. And then obviously everything that's going on with Terra Luna Classic, and the belief but no belief in certain people, and then you know uh, there's just a lot of stuff, a lot of back and forth, um, and I don't really like it, but we have to deal with it. But yeah, I agree with you. We should probably talk about that. It's like the most positive news for Lunac at the moment. For once, it isn't only drama. Matt, sorry, I have a question. Is it smart to hold a coin through a bear market and then make moves in the bull market, or hold long enough to make a move in the second or third bull run? So, kind of a little of both, right? I think if you're looking for longer term gains, if you're looking for something where you're like, I really only want to accept larger gains, then waiting for that second, third, fourth push to a way higher level would be amazing, right? That would be fantastic. But I think for normal people and how they should invest, probably should have multiple levels that they're looking to accept gains. And holding long term, always, you can always find a way to succeed out of it, and probably succeed in a big way. But you also want to have short term success to be able to invest into anything new. So if you decided to wait for the third and fourth push and fifth push and whatever you want to see, right, you end up seeing multiple bull runs. Um, if you end up waiting for that, well, you miss out on investing in some other opportunities that could come up along the way. And yes, you couldn't just invest more money into the crypto market, but in reality, a lot of people are looking to turn a certain amount into so much more by not investing anymore, by taking some of their profit and using that profit, making their money work for them. So honestly, it's kind of a little of both. For me, it's a little of both. I know that I have, let's say, my example would be the Shiba Inu that I have, right? I have about $5,000 in Shiba Inu, um, outside of my long-term investment for Shiba Inu. And what is that $5,000 going to do? It's going to create a short-term investment into a play so that I can take some of that money and throw it into other plays, and also, put some or store some of that money away. But the point is that you're able to collect a decent amount of gains in the short term as well as the long term. So whether you want to hold most of it long term, or you want to hold some, like a smaller amount long term. But the point is that some is short term for the first bull run, or for the first bullish push, second bullish push. You may end up taking a profit there, third, fourth, fifth, however many bullish pushes we end up having until we hit the ultimate peak point. But yeah, that's what I would say. It's kind of a little of both, and it all depends on your investment style. It's not about what's smarter; it's about what you can gain from it. Um, yeah, there's people that make a ton of money in the short term, and I wouldn't say that they are smarter than the people that make a ton of money in the long term. It just depends on what your strategy is and how you implement that strategy, live with that strategy. I usually get my info on Lunic from Happy Caddy Crypto. I haven't watched one of his videos or seen anything from him in a while. I know that he's back, but I haven't seen anything. Um, you've mentioned it several times. He's likely to see it. Thanks, man. Have a great day. I usually get all my info. I read that. We were talking about it before you entered the chat. Brain Blood. Red Lines is really well written, and layman's terms, it makes sense. There's an idea for the community pool in there. It is the thing. Sorry, I'm listening to live, so I was not aware. It's all good. I'm sure we will talk about the USDC repeg a lot over the next couple of days. Yeah, absolutely. There are people who want to blame others for their own failures. Well done, Matt, for the work you're doing for Jasmine. Well, thank you. Thank you for saying that. I just want to make it clear that, as I'm not really doing it for Jasmine. I'm doing it for the investors, and rather than just the project itself. But I'm willing to help out. It's not to say like, oh, I'm making these videos to make Jasmine that much better. I'm not. I'm talking about this project and how much I believe in it. Whether I kept it to myself or I put it out there, it still should be the same outcome, especially with how much money that flows through it. But I do appreciate you saying that I'm doing it more for the investors. Anytime, it's always for the investors, never for the project. Um, I think anybody that does follow me, or does watch my content, not necessarily follow what I'm doing, but not just watch my content, understands that I care about the investors and what they can gain out of it, and how they can protect themselves from anything that could be malicious. Or I'm looking to help out the investors. um, that's what I care about. uh Goes against DeFi completely, and Terraport Rug is not the only community's mess. We should not give them kind of control. Emergency upgrades, ability to drain more coins. Veto, no with veto for 11488. At the moment is the only single proposal, but it could bring a lot of positivity to the chain in a storm of negativity. All right. All right, guys. I think that's pretty much it today. I do have to, one, I'm gonna go say bye to Harper, and then I also have to get Hayden up because I have to, potty train, because she is awake. So, anyways, guys, oh, that was the dog. It was Emmy. I'm gonna say what was what was running across my my yard. I thought it was like a rabbit maybe or like something, but it looked bigger. So I was like, that's my dog. Um, anyways, guys, like I said, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Thank you guys for bringing up all this stuff to me. Things that I need to look into, like the repeg proposal and all of this stuff. I'm gonna go ahead and check that stuff out. The issue that I have though today is, like I said, potty training all week, so it's gonna be tough to take the time to read anything while I'm paying attention to her and making sure she's not peeing on the floor. So yeah, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, follow me on Twitter, follow me on Patreon if you guys are interested. Also, make sure you check out some of the other links down below for other exchanges and stuff like that. But I do appreciate all of you guys watching here and just, being here as, part of this community. So it means the world to me. But I'm going to get out of here. And thank you to all the members. Thank you to all the subscribers and moderators. And I will catch you guys in the next video.